Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Hold on to your socks. It's time for another Star Wars Legion preview for the Shadow Collective's Pyke Syndicate. We are going to be talking about the new stuff that got shown. It might be new to you. Some of this is new. Some of this is old. We're going to talk about all of it in the most recent article that was spoiled by AMG. And it's so nice to kind of be getting regular updates with all of this coming soon. It is super groovy. Speaking of the Shadow Collective, I am giving away a Shadow Collective starter box in the form of a $70 Amazon gift card that you can use for an extra box or whatever else you want to use it for. It's actually a fantastic value. I know a lot of people are getting extra Shadow Collective boxes. And so if you want to enter to win that giveaway, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. And yeah, so that's all it takes. And by the way, while you're here, check out Crabbok.com. Hop in our Discord. We'd love to have you there. There's a painting contest going on right now. Painting contests are always super fun. This theme is like doing all of your units together, like of a same color scheme. So I want to see like multiple units, like in a team spirit kind of thing, and we have got some fantastic entries. If nothing else, you should join just to take a look at some of these amazing entries. Also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens for Star Wars Legion, as well as lots of other games like X-Wing and the Arkham games and Keyforge and L5R and so on and so forth. You just go over there, check them out. Go to luxuryplaystyle.com. Check them out. Use code CrabbokVIP. You're going to save 15% off of your purchase. Also, orders that use that code of $35 or more are going to get a free Crabbok token with the lightsaber nunchucks on there. It's the best token in gaming. You're going to love it. So check out luxuryplaystyle.com. All right, so the Pykes, we got some cool stuff. We got the unit card in full high res. It was the top left was originally kind of blocked off. We can see that they go in all four factions. We get the Pyke Syndicate actual faction symbol, so it's not a Shadow Collective symbol. It's actually a Pyke symbol there, and also it is confirmed to be 40 points for this unit card, which. It wasn't really in too much dispute, but since it was kind of blurry, the 0 with the line through it, which is the correct way to really write 0, but a lot of people don't always do that, it can potentially be confused with an 8. And so when it's really blurry, it was a little hard to tell. Some people were still unsure if it was 40 or 48. Now we have the cat's pajamas that it is 40. That's actually, that's not the right way to use the word cat's pajamas, but I'm going to just stick with it right now. I'm going to just charge on through because... it's the thing that the cat's pajamas would do, would be to charge on through. So all four factions gain access to the Pykes. They are pretty much they're kind of similar to a Rebel Trooper as far as a lot of their stats with the range 1 to 3. They have the black die. They've got the surge for defense, but no surge for offense. The white defense die. They kind of, at first glance, they seem like they're going to be similar to Rebel Troopers, which aren't always the best, but they do have a decent attack, and especially if you can get some surge in there, which of course they can. We'll look at some of the other stuff that's coming with them. But they have danger sense too. It also kind of fits in with rebel armies a little bit. Outmaneuver, which is really nice that they can spend a dodge to cancel crit results. They have independent dodge 1, which again means if they don't get an order, they get a free dodge token. So they're going to start with a free dodge most of the time, which is really nice, but they also run the risk of panicking with their self-preservation keyword. We've seen that that's going to be a common theme amongst Shadow Collective units that want to go into other factions, that like the Pykes and the Black Sun both have that risk of panic if you kind of take them by themselves. So you really don't want them kind of being out there and getting shot. And hey, they have survivability with danger sense, outmaneuver, dodge 1, defensive surge. All those things are great, but they keep getting shot. They're going to panic and run away, and they can't use the commander's panic. So, you're probably going to want to bring some extra help. Now, they do have the heavy weapon, the personnel, the equipment, and the grenade option. They also happen to have a fairly decent melee attack with 2 white per mini. Even though they don't have an offensive surge, that's still a lot of dice, and that's kind of cool. 4 units, 1 health, 1 courage, as you would expect. Now, one of the things that helps a unit like this stand out is all the extra upgrades that you can put into this unit. So we've seen already most of this, but in case you haven't, we'll kind of run through it. We'll start from left to right. We have our regular extra mini at 9 points, which is pretty cheap. It gives an extra Pyke Syndicate foot soldier, but it also gives you cash aim. So you're going to get a single aim token, which is really cool. And you get to actually keep that aim token even if that particular mini is defeated. But it basically, it puts a token on that card, and then you can spend that token. You can spend tokens from the card. And so basically it just gives you like a once per game, hey, well, I need an aim right now. Guess what? I have it. And that's pretty awesome, especially if you know with black dice too. Like they have pretty good ranged dice, and you may not even need a whole lot of surge to hit ability. So I think they can actually be a really good range 3 core unit. Keep in mind that while they are a core rank, they do not fulfill the requirements of one of their extra armies 3 core minimums. So you won't be able to just run 3 Pykes and that will satisfy your core requirement, because it absolutely won't. You can run 3 basic core from, like if you're running them with rebels, you could run 3 rebel troopers and then run 3 Pykes on top of that. But you're not going to be able to just run 3 Pykes in the rebels and call it a day. Or you're not going to be able to run 6 Pykes in the rebels, you know, that would be wild. We've got the Pyke Syndicate Capo, who's the leader. Now, the leader, we know that the leader comes in 2 different ways. You can run the leader as his own unit, or you can run the leader as a personnel and a leader miniature in addition onto the Pyke foot soldiers. Now, I think either one is going to be good, although I think the Capo might be a little bit better because you're going to gain Surge 1 here. And that is really nice. Independent Surge 1. So again, if you're not getting an order issued to you, you're going to gain some good things. And again, if you ran it with the Capo, then maybe he would be issuing orders to them, and that might kind of go. So they kind of almost want to be independent, and they function very, very independently and very well, nicely with the Capo. It'll also be the leader. Also raises the courage by 1. That's going to be really important for a unit like this that can't really reference the leader's courage. But now if your courage is 2, now all of a sudden it takes 4 for you to panic, and now you have a really good chance of actually staying around. So I like that. And as much as I like the aim from the foot soldier, I think the Capo is the better option here. Now, as far as our heavy weapons, we got the Electro Whip Soldier, which is, I think, actually better now than when it was first kind of previewed, just because of the rise of so many things that Immobilize helps. Like, Immobilize really helps in the game right now. So, the Electro Whip Soldier is a melee or range 1 attack, which is kind of cool that it can actually be a ranged attack. It's kind of it has a reach, right? Like reach is kind of a key word that's used in other games that basically extends a melee weapon's range out. It's 2 red, and it's got suppressive and immobilize 1. So again, just great abilities. And it's nice to have suppressive and melee too. That's always a kind of a cool thing. But immobilize is really the key here, and it's a ranged immobilize attack, even though it's only range 1. Immobilize is just so important now, and especially with the rise of Magna Guards and how much more popular they have become. I think a lot of people have been been awakened as to the value of immobilize tokens and how they can shut down melee units, how they can shut down Jedi, how they can shut down units that really want to move, and then it turns out you can't move, and that's really a pain in the butt. And so I think they'll be the most popular version here, because they, again, if you're at range 3, they can still throw the black die as well. But then you've got the Pi M Disruptor Soldier, or the P13M Disruptor Soldier. It looks like Pi. It totally looks like Pi. So I want an alternate art of these guys with like a chef's hat, and like they're throwing pies at the opponent. Range 1 to 4 though, so good range on these guys. And they're going to have 3 dice, so 2 black and a red, and you're going to gain impact 1 on these guys. And you look at your dice pool, your impact 1's not going to be a problem. You're going to probably want more than 1 impact. But they're 24 points, so significantly more expensive than the Electro Whip Soldier, but it does give you some impact, and impact is more important these days. So these are both very meta, like very appropriate heavy options to be in a new unit. For the way the game is right now. Vehicles are on the rise, and mobile melee units are on the rise, right? And I think the Separatists kind of get this most of all. They kind of have the best of both worlds with the spiders and also with the Magna Guards. So 2 things kind of built into almost, maybe not necessarily counter that, but maybe to balance that a little bit. Impact 1 isn't going to completely counter the spiders, and Immobilize 1 isn't going to completely counter the the Magna Guards, but but it's just nice that I think everybody except for the separatists are going to really appreciate this because it's an immobilize that's available to everybody, and that's pretty cool. And that's pretty cool. Now, granted, a lot of people have immobilize in some way, shape, or form, but maybe it's more difficult to take, and this is kind of a cheaper immobilize option. All right, so we also have a new upgrade called Prepared Supplies. Now, this I think is fantastic and very, very interesting. There's a lot of really interesting ways to run Prepared Supplies, so we'll talk about this for a little bit. It's an equipment. It costs 5 points, and it gives you cash dodge 1. So during setup, you place a dodge token on this card. You can spend tokens on this card. I have a feeling the reason that like the way the cash is worded with dodge 1 and all of this, and again, we've seen aim 1, we've seen dodge 1. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an AA5 card that gives you like a larger cash. We know that the AA5 has some stuff that's going to be showing up in the Shadow Collective, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an equipment hoarder who's got like cash 2 or cash dodge 2 or cash aim 2 or something. It has multiple tokens on it. Like that seems like that could be a thing that they do. But it's also just good future proofing, especially if you already had cash dodge 1 and then you put this on somebody and they have cash dodge 1, so now you can have because again they're numerical things they can stack, right? So that's kind of cool. I like that. But this is something that I don't think that the Pykes are going to really need to take. It's not a bad. I mean, it certainly works with them a little bit, right? Because they do have outmaneuver, but they can already get a dodge. I feel like this has got some different works. I think the Rebels are probably going to get maybe the best usage out of this. They have characters that have nimble. So you put this on a Rebel Trooper, all of a sudden whenever they do spend that dodge, now they get an actual dodge token assigned to the unit. So like, and the thing is like Vigilance won't let you keep this dodge because this dodge it stays on the card. So it doesn't go away at the end of the round. But if you spend this dodge token, then this is gone. So this is a once per game kind of thing. But if you have nimble, now when you spend this dodge token, you gain a dodge. Now the dodge isn't going back on this token, but if you combine it with Vigilance, characters like Jyn Erso are going to be able to increase their survivability tremendously. And so anybody who's got nimble is going to really like this. Mandalorians, I think they could definitely use this. Even Jedi. Now Jedi usually don't have nimble. I have not ever seen a Jedi that has nimble, although that is definitely a really interesting keyword that could show up for a future Jedi. I would love to see that at some point. But Luke Skywalker, I think, look, we're getting battle forces. We're getting Echo-based defenders. You can't use Jedi Luke and Echo-based defenders. You can only use Commander Luke. Commander Luke has an equipment slot. And so all of a sudden now, there's a pretty good option. Now there's competition for the equipment slot on Luke, because I used to just give him that extra 2 wound threshold for the emergency stims. And now all of a sudden it's like, no, we can take prepared supplies with Luke. Because, again, Commander Luke doesn't have Master of the Force. So, if you wanted to give him that free dodge, all of a sudden now he's got to recover to get that thing back. But if we give him prepared supplies, he's got a dodge that he can use at any time. And now it's not necessarily even requiring him to go first. Now, it's kind of hit or miss on whether or not this is going to be super important for Commander Luke, because Luke Skywalker has several command cards that can also give out dodge tokens. So it's not like he's totally without dodge support, but we also know that we're getting new battle cards and command cards rather for all the battle forces that are coming out. So there may be some competition for important like 2-pips and things like that. And so I think having prepared supplies as just an option it's an option for Commander Luke, and I think it's one he may, some builds of Luke might take. So I think it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. Can't wait to see more spoilers. We know that there's lots more new cards coming from the Shadow Collective, and we'll have to wait and see. I can't wait to see more, especially as the more information for the Pykes and the Black Sun, and of course the Mandalorian Super Commandos come out. Gar Saxon, Maul, all of this great stuff. I want to see all of it, but I know you do too, and of course, as it comes out, I'll be bringing it to you guys. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are super awesome rock stars. Thank you so much for continuing to support this channel, and as always, may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. So say we all. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.